M4A4 SA50 experience. The M4A4 SA50 was an upgun M4 Sherman made by the French, being in production throughout 1952 to 1959. Having 63mm on the front, while both the side and rear was protected by 38mm respectively. As for the turret, it was covered by 51mm all around and 76mm on the front magnet. The M4A4 SA50 would equip the Israeli military after both French and Israel signed the joint Israeli-French program in 1954 to help Israel boost its ever so lacking military force after the growing tension amongst its fellow neighbors. The cannon on the M4A4 SA50 was a modification of the German 75mm KWK-42L/70 tank gun after some was salvaged and studied from destroyed German Panther medium tanks around France. This being the main inspiration to make the high-velocity 75mm SA50L/57 tank gun, which can fire 3 different types of shells. First being an APC-BC shell with 182mm of pen, secondly a APC-BC shell with 202mm of pen, and lastly a HE shell with 15mm of pen. Throughout the joint operation, Israel would find some examples of the M4A4 SA50, later being renamed in Israel service as the M50, where 25 would fight in the Suez Crisis in 1956 during the invasion of the Sinai Peninsula, clashing with Egypt M4 Shermans and M4A4 FL10s. In warthunder, the M4A4 SA50 is only attainable in the French tactics, being placed at BR 5.0 rank 3, where it fights early to mid World War II tanks like American M4A3s, T1E190s, M36, German Panthers, Tiger 1s, Jag Panzers, and lastly some Soviet tanks like the T-3485 and Su-85Ms. Two pros of the M4A4 are, with its powerful cannon it can effectively knock out any tank it sees, and lastly its stock shell is already a powerful APC-BC shell with 182mm of pen. However, some cons of the M4A4 are, due to having only access to solid shot rounds, its after-pen effects are less lethal compared to other tanks. Unlike most M4 Sherman tanks, the M4A4 SA50 lacks a 50 cal on top, and lastly it has a long reload rate, coming in at 9.8 seconds before another shell can be fired. Overall, the M4A4 SA50 plays just like an M4 Sherman, but with an improved high-velocity cannon. Two downsides of the tank are its main shells are only solid shot, making for one-tapping things slightly harder, if not aiming at the right spots, and the fact it takes upwards of 10 seconds just to fire another shell. A huge plus compared to similar tanks like the M4A3 76mm or the T-3485 is its cannon can do wonders and pen many enemies from the front. Just keep in mind, you yourself have very little armor, so be careful when fighting enemies head on. With all that being said, I would give the M4A4 SA50 a 7 out of 10.